Us now to discuss is Harley Lippman, foreign affairs analyst. Thank you so much for joining us. And now we have this post from the president. So let's talk about it. What does it mean when he says 48 hours before all hell will rain down on them? What more do you think the U.S. is planning? And is that 48-hour window, you think, accurate?
Well, if he's saying that, I think Iran needs to pay attention. It'd be very hard for him to say that and then do nothing 2 days later. So what he could do is accelerate the air attacks on Iran. He could launch an attack on Kharg Island or some of the islands nearby to secure more freedom of passage on the Straits of Hormuz. He could launch a special forces attack on Pickaxe Mountain or one of the other places to try to retrieve enriched uranium. So he's got many options at his disposal to accelerate the war.
You know, when we look at this post and the addition of glory be to God in the president's post, that's what makes it a little more dramatic, because it does sound like something is about to happen. And I had questioned the 48 hours only because we have heard so many times from everybody that they're not going to really forecast exactly what's going to happen or where. But now that we know, I mean, it could be sooner is what I meant by that, too. So let's talk about what's happening with the search for this operation for the missing American who was shot down. Walk us through what that search and rescue operation is looking like that we know of.
Well, there are special forces and reconnaissance soldiers who are airmen who are specially designed and trained just for these rescue operations. They are flying over Iran and looking to find this airman, and they are, experts in this. This is all they're trained to do. They're that specialized. So we're very hopeful that they will indeed find this pilot. But what I think is really important is understanding two things, and this is where having realistic expectations is important. The United States has attacked a country twice the size of Texas, 13,000 times in the last month, and not one plane has been shot down. That is just extraordinary. So everybody's getting upset and thinking it shows the United States is not succeeding. It's a miracle it didn't happen earlier with 13,000 attacks over Iran. I was stunned that you didn't have planes shot down before that. Remember, Iran is one of the 10 largest military forces in the world. So we have to keep that in mind. Moreover, only 7 American soldiers have been killed in this war. Each one is indeed a tragedy, but only 7, the other 6 that have died because 2 planes collided. For a war a month old, that's a really, really low number. So I think that people have to have more realistic expectations as to what happens in a war and not have unrealistic expectations that make people draw, I think, wrong conclusions.
You know, the chief of staff to the exiled Iranian crown prince spoke out on how much the Iranian regime is actually hated by its own people, something that we've heard about for a long time. Let's take a listen.
If he is found by local, everyday people, normal Iranians, there's a very good chance that they'll try to help him. They'll try to return him where he belongs, to the safety of the U.S. Armed Forces. In fact, members of the team and advisors to the Crown Prince are publicly calling for the population to try to look for this airman, to try to help him.
And I'm curious how likely that would be. And last hour, I had Matt Wiz Buckley on. He is a retired F-18 fighter pilot, and he said that they not only train for this, but they carry a card in their uniform that is in multiple languages that will speak to somebody if they are captured, if they come across somebody who doesn't speak the language, saying, like, this is who I am, I mean you no harm. I thought that was really interesting. But what do you think? How likely would that be?
I think it's likely, because this is what not only the downed pilot, and every pilot has been trained for, is what happens if your plane gets shot down. That's a huge part of their training. So this pilot seems to have survived from all accounts. So he is well prepared to be able to survive in Iran. And with the cavalry on its way, we're very hopeful. It all depends where he went down. If he had bad luck and he went down right near an IRGC military base, it's going to be harder for him. But the training is arguably among the best, if not the best in the world, that the pilot goes through and the people that are going to rescue him have gone through. So we can't be better positioned than we are right now.
All right, we're going to watch it together. Harley Lippman, foreign affairs analyst, thank you so much for being with us today.
My pleasure. Thank you.
All